9 common causes of sudden death in pet birds. Everyone loves their pets, and pet birds are no exception. Unfortunately, sometimes pet birds die suddenly with seemingly no cause. What are some things that commonly cause pet birds to suddenly die? Number one reason is that stress. When birds are stressed for a long time, they can die with no cause. Stress, especially extreme amount of stress, cause a bird's heart to speed up. After a while, this overwhelms their system and causes them to die. Birds are easily stressed, especially when they are adjusting to a new home or new home. Unfortunately, birds live fast paced lives that can sometimes be stressful. However, you can prevent your beloved pet bird from dying from stress. Give them their space and try to get them to relax. If you are worried about your pet bird's stress levels. Second reason is heart failure. If your pet bird's heart fails, it will die suddenly. Birds have extremely small hearts that beat extremely quickly. Unfortunately, this means that if it starts beating even faster, especially if their heart beats faster than normal for a long time, their body won't be able to support the extremely fast blood flow and will be overwhelmed. Their heart can also suddenly fail if it can't handle the input and output of blood. Extreme stress levels can cause your bird's heart to fail. So make sure your bird lives in a stress-free or extremely low-stress environment. Bird hearts are extremely delicate and it will be fatal to your bird if there's fault. Third reason is lack of food and water. If your bird doesn't have access to food and water for a long time, it will die suddenly. Make sure your bird always has access to food and water, especially if you are going to be gone for more than a few hours. Birds have extremely fast metabolism. They need to eat and drink frequently. That's why they eat multiple times a day. If they don't eat for 24 and 36 hours, they will die from starvation and dehydration, even if they don't look skinny. If birds don't eat or drink enough food and water, but they do eat and drink at least once per day, they will die slowly rather than suddenly. Make sure your pet bird is not losing weight unless it is necessary. Exposure to toxins. Fourth reason. If a pet bird is exposed to high levels of toxins or small levels over a long period of time, it will die suddenly. This mainly happens when a bird is exposed to high levels of toxins suddenly, as they will show no signs of illness, but that is not always the case. Avoid exposing your pet bird to potentially harmful toxins. Make sure all food that you give them is clean and bird friendly. Environment is good, as some pesticides and chemicals are toxic to birds, especially small pet birds. Fifth reason, genetic disorder. If your pet bird has a genetic disorder, it will die suddenly, quickly, and you won't be able to determine the cause yourself. A genetic disorder that can potentially kill your pet bird suddenly will likely affect their organs. Most genetic bird disorders that affect their beak or mouth are visible, and owners find ways to solve that. Sixth reason, organ failure. If your bird's organ fail, they will die suddenly. Unfortunately, a lack of food and water can cause organ failure, as well as genetic disorders, various illness, and more. If you want to determine if your pet bird dies suddenly because of organ failure, you should done necropsy. And necropsy is an autopsy of a pet or animal, and your vet likely offer this service. Seventh reason, old age. Old age can kill your pet bird suddenly. Some birds live to extremely old age, sometimes outliving their owners, but others only live for 2-3 years. Old aged birds die easily because their bodies shut down, but it sometimes doesn't happen slowly. Sometimes bird owners know their bird is dying from old age because they are behaving abnormally, are not eating normally, or their faces are change in consistency or color. Their behavior is totally changed. However, old age can kill pet birds suddenly because it can cause the bird's organ to suddenly shut down. Illness or virus. It could be 8th reason. And 9th reason is accident. Birds often die suddenly because an accident occurs. After all, accident happens. Sometimes people step on and kill their birds by accident because they couldn't see them on the ground. Birds can also die by accident because they hit their head, got their head caught in the cage fire, choked to death, be eaten by another animal, or fall from a given height. Although accidents are preventable, they are often anticipated. And if we're talking about the main reason, if there is no reason that your bird died, so if bird lose his companion, that could be the big reason for him or her to lose her partner. They can't live without their partners if they have, so it could be a main reason for them.